Hello everyone, we are on page 7 of our Antarctica book. So I am going to give you your measurements. You will need the A piece, I hope you can see that, is 9 1/4 by 7 7/8. So that's 2 lines before 8. We are going to be cutting that in half, which I will tell you in a minute. The B piece, you're going to need 2 B pieces. Those are pockets, and it's 5 1/16. So that's 1 line more than 5 inches by 4 1/2, and the pocket is 9 1/8, so 2 lines after 9 by 4 1/2. And I really fussed around with that B flap, and it just came out that way, that it's that 1/16 of them. You just need a little bit more paper. So I'm going to cut that with you. The A piece, I already cut mine because I had started this before I had to change that measurement. Your A piece is 9 1/4 by 7 7/8, and you cut that right in the middle, which happens to be 4 5/8. So that is 2 lines more than 4 1/2 inches, and that will put you right in the middle. And now the 2 B pieces. So we're going to make our 4 1/2 inch cut first. Let's see, 4 1/2. And I will save this nice big piece. I have a book in here, a booklet that's about that size. Okay, so let's turn this to the side and do 2 5 1/16 measurements. So you come up, I don't need my ruler, you come up to your 5 inches right here and just go 1 line past it. Do the same thing again. 1 line past. And now you have your 2 C pieces. So let's get these scored. For the A pieces, you just hold it with the shortest side facing the top and make your 1/2 inch score line right there for both of those A pieces. The B piece, the C piece, you're gonna start with the 8 1/4 inch at the top. Score, you're gonna be facing upside down. Score here along the bottom and along the side, 1/2 inch, and then you make your cuts. So that one was done ahead of time. Let's score these other pockets together. So I'm gonna start with my 5 1/16 facing across the top. And I'm scoring on 3 sides. So one side, turn it to the right. Now you're across the bottom. And then you turn it again. And here's the other side. And we'll do the same thing over here. We have our 5 1/16 facing across the top. Turn it. Now let's get our tape on everything. So let me find my tape. So we're taping across both A pieces. Set that aside for a minute. Let's take our B pockets. Other B piece. The C piece is our big pocket. So you tape that on 3 sides. And then we'll press this all down. Press the A pieces and fold them over. And the C pocket. Okay, so let's cut these B pieces. You can cut your C piece. I already cut mine. Go up to that intersection and turn. Now, before I take any tape off, I'm just gonna hold these underneath this flap here and just make sure they fit. It's a dry fitting. I would come right to the end, and what I'm looking for here is just a little bit of space right there, and I have it, so I am thrilled. And that 5 1/16 measurement worked perfectly. I usually don't have to do 16ths, and that's how this one worked out. So let's get these put down. Let's bring down our pocket, page number 7, and I'm gonna put these 2 A flaps down. So by now you cut yours in the middle at 4 5/8, 2 lines after 4 1/2, and pick a side, any side, and we will put that first flap down. Okay, I am looking left and right. I've got my pocket opening here, and I have a little bit of space to the left and right, which will be our top and bottom. And I'm just going to guide it to the edge with my thumbs and gently let go. And now I should be right to the edge of my pocket page. Now I'm just going to put something on here to weight it down. This next piece, right before I take off my tape backing, I just want to put it here and make sure that I just have a little bit of space right here. So let me look at this. Make sure if I go to the end, and I am at the end, yes, it brings me right up to there. So I'm going to hold this down. Better to check before you take your backing off. So I am going to look here, and I have this piece lined up with this other one, her twin, and then I have a little sliver of a space right here between these 2 lines. I'm going to tuck this under and slowly press it down. Yes, looks good. Okay. Now, these don't touch, and there won't be any fraying of paper. So now we can, let's face the right direction. I got my 7 up here, and I'm going to put my pockets on the inside. So the first, I'm just taking off the bottom backing. Now I'm going to come right to the edge here and right to the edge at the bottom, and I'm going to have a little bit of space right before that fold line And that's gonna allow my flap to fold over this pocket that will be right here. Okay, so that's gonna fold over. And let's do the same thing with the other pocket. All right, so I've got it lined up in the corner here. It's right to the edge. It's right to the edge on the bottom. There we go, and I have a little bit of space right there, which is what I want. Okay, now for our big inside pocket. This one is gonna go right in here, and I'm gonna have a little bit of space to the left and right, and that will allow this to fold over. So I'm looking left and right, and I'm gonna guide it right down to the edge using my thumbs. Looks good. I love it. All right, so now let's do our magnets. Okay. With my tape, I just leave a little bit of space on the edge so my paper can go and have a little bit of a border, and it will cover up this score tape. Wait a second. There we go. Okay. And I'll tape that up. Do the other side. So there are 8 magnets total on this page. This is a little close right here. I think when I take off this tape backing, it'll stick better. Yeah, okay. It's catching there because I have this popping up. But that will lay down once I get my paper on here, and I can peel off that backing of the pocket. All right, so let me show you how I decorated that. So I have an 8x8 piece of our map, and I took and I cut it. There's a line right here. There's one here and one right here. So I cut it right down the line, placed the paper on this flap, and then made a pencil mark here. So I just have a little bit of border there on the end, and that's how I measured it. And then I put a piece of chipboard here, traced with the chipboard before I stuck it down, traced a little piece. So I put that on the other side, and then I put score tape, like a real thick score tape from this point down. So it is on here good. And I have my whale in the middle, and he fits just right with this 4.5-inch deep pocket. That's why I need it to be 4.5. These are 4.5 to match, and these whales came from the same paper. For these pocket inserts, I use Graphic 45. This is a regular tag, and that's just the scrap that I had left. If you have leftover pieces that are a little longer, you can use the longer tag if you want. And I think for the longer ones, you have to cut a little bit off, so it comes up to about there. So either one, you can use regular, and I'm going to put some ribbon here, or you can use the longer ones. For the inside, this is an 8x8 piece. It's got the shells, and it goes up to right about here. This is a photo mat. I had a leftover piece of penguin paper, and I put a piece of chipboard here and some solid cardstock. And I could probably put something else in this pocket, and I will see when I get there. You can also, there's room here if I want to put a brochure here or something like that, or memorabilia. So you can put more, but I just have the one for now in here. The pullout is an 8x8 of the penguin paper, and I just had to trim a little bit off each side, but it fits here nice, very cute. And that is page 7. So next video we are on page 8, and then we'll do the pockets on the inside and outside, the front and back covers.